All right, for your second passage. Let the peace of Christ... Danika.
Colossians 3:12-17.
Correct. Please recite it.
Colossians 3:12-17. Put on, therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, longsuffering, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. And let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. And whatsoever you do, in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by him. Colossians 3:17.
What do you think about that verse?
I really like it, actually.
Can you explain why?
Well, it tells us what we're supposed to do as Christians, where it tells us what we need to put on. And it's interesting because the word used is put on. So it's almost like you're getting dressed in these things, which is kind of funny. But it's things like meekness, long-suffering. So it's a lot like the fruits of the Spirit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it also talks about forgiveness.
Yes.
And that we are to forgive on the basis of Christ forgiving us. You know, the interesting thing about forgiveness, Danika, is that if we focus on the person who's offended us or who's done something wrong against us, we'll never forgive. But if we focus on the fact that Christ has forgiven us, regardless of what that person has done to us, that focus brings forgiveness. And you know what causes the result of forgiveness in the heart is peace, which is how that whole passage ends.
Yes.
So if you want peace, you've got to go through the forgiveness process. And that is a matter of focus. Now listen, I've got your score. Oh, you do? Yep. I wanted to give it to her. Danika, I've got your score. Mm-hmm. You scored 500 points. Good job. Good job, Danika.